Hello, beautiful, beautiful North Carolina. This is at the end of a journey, but a new one will be starting, and that's the one we wanted to partake in, which is basically to make America great again, and I'll have a chance to do it after today. Hopefully, everything will work out well. We're way leading. All we have to do is grab the truth. If we get our vote, there's nothing they can do.
That's right.
If we get our vote, we're leading every swing state, which is unheard of for the Republican Party. They always, they always were. Good finishes or bad finishes. Sometimes they get there, something you know is going by losing hundreds of thousands of votes. And you'd watch it like a racehorse, and sometimes they get there, and sometimes they wouldn't. With North Carolina, I always got there because we won. So essentially, you know that expression, I hate the expression actually, but it's ours to lose. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
If we get everybody out and vote, there's not a thing they can do. And if we don't, they have to get every person that ever signed anything in a horrendously dangerous party that's going to destroy our country. And it already is destroying our country. We just can't let that happen. We cannot let that happen. So here's my only purpose in even being here today. Get out and vote. You know. To be back in this beautiful state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. It's what you are, you're patriots. You built this country. You built this country. But I'd like to begin by asking a very simple question. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And I've asked that question so many times, I've never had one hand go up for the other. With you vote tomorrow, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country.
Yeah.
Which I happen to think is the absolute worst thing that has ever happened to our country. They're putting in murderers, releasing all of their prisoners from jails all over the world, not South America, all over the world into our country. I think it's the worst thing. You know, in the bowling, when I see the bowling, I see that inflation and the economy are number one, which is sort of standard. But I really would like to put that, because we're going to close up that border so fast. We're going to she's something. She couldn't do it if she wanted to. She couldn't do it. They have open borders, and you know what? If things went bad today, you would have, and tomorrow, you would have open borders the first day of that, and you'll have, they have 21 million people that they let into our country. Many of these people are murderers. Think of it, 13,099 are murderers. The big drug lords, the prison population from countries all over the world. If I ran a country, I'd say, get my prisons, open borders, they just walk in. No vetting, think of it, no vetting. We have no idea who they are. You're not allowed to ask. You're not allowed to ask. They just walk right into my country. And they kill, we have murders. So you have 13,099 murders. Many of them have killed far more than one person. Bad things are going to happen. And you have terrorists at levels that we've never seen before. We have terrorists down the lowest we've ever. I had in 2019, and this isn't done by me, this is done by Border Patrol, which by the way endorsed me. They read it endorsed me. They said, he's the greatest president. He's the greatest president. Then I want to call him straight. He made a beautiful speech when he said, he's the greatest president our country's ever had. I said, does that include Lincoln, Washington? But it's very nice. But they gave me the strongest endorsement. Then I have to say this, the same little speech. They said she's the worst thing to ever happen to our country. And it's very hard for them to say that. She never made one phone call in 4 years to the Border Patrol. How we do? I used to drive her crazy. They probably said, oh, no, it's the president again. Yes, yes, you're finding a president. I used to call, I used to drive her nuts. When I have nothing to do, I say, call the Border Patrol. And we just drop that chart, please. It's my all-time favorite. My all-time favorite chart, I love that. I sleep with that chart, I kiss it up because I want to be here. You know what I'm saying? If you take a look at the arrow on the bottom, that was the day I left office. That was the lowest illegal immigration we ever had, and I kept it pretty good. And then you take a look, and we had Mexico pay for their soldiers. They didn't want to buy from their soldiers. I said, you have to give us soldiers when we built the wall. And they paid so much money to us, and they said, we're not going to do that. They actually laughed at me when I suggested it. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I got to put a jar from 100% of the cars and everything that comes into the United States. They said, you know what they said? Sir, we would be greatly honored to let you have our soldiers free of charge. Thousands, how many would you need, sir? I said, as many as it takes. And they made a big contribution to our security, but they got to stop. Now we're talking Turkey. One of the first calls I'm going to make is to Mexico. Michael, you stop letting people come in through our border and come in through your soil. Because Mexico. I had a great relationship with the president, but he's retired now. He's a big man. He's a socialist. But they paid a fortune for the soldiers along the border. We were to have great numbers. Well, we built 571 miles of wall. I was going to add 200, by the way, far more than I said. I was talking about 200, 250. We built 571. And well, look, the dogs are. And you know what I did? Because we had a Congress that was not behaving. I said, I don't care. This is an invasion of our country. I'm taking it out of the military. I took it out of the military because I gave them $725 billion. I said, congratulations, folks. I'm taking out 10. It's called a wall because we're being invaded by Mexico.
Yeah.
But now we have a new president. Supposed to be a very nice woman, they said, and I'm going to inform her when they want her sooner that if they don't stop this onslaught of criminals and drugs coming into our country, I'm going to immediately impose a 25% tariff on everything they send into the United States. And the reason I delayed that, you're the first one that told me to. Congratulations. So, and it's only got a 100% chance of working, because if that doesn't work, I'll make it 50. And if that doesn't work, I'll make it 75. And I'll make it 100. And at some point, they'll have so many soldiers on their southern border, their southern borders, but they come
Yep.
right through. And by the way, there's 100% chance of working. It's only a question
Yeah.
to start off from 25%. That's enough. You know, Mexico's our number one trading partner. Do you know what that does? They make a fortune. They've taken over our country in a way since this Biden Harris people. They became our number one trading partner. And they're ripping us off left and right. It's ridiculous. They're not going to rip us off. They wanted $3 billion from me. But they wouldn't have said that. I would have said, well, you want $3 billion from me? And do the opposite. If you don't give us $3 billion, I'll impose the biggest. You know, I've never told you this, but I want to wait till the day. I don't want to have her. She's a low IQ individual. I don't want to have her say it. You know, I had an idea last night while I was sleeping. If I sleep, I turn and I toss and I sweat. I sleep. I don't even sleep. You know, I've gone through 62 days without a day off. Every single. You know what? Last week, she makes a terrible, she has these press conferences that last for about a week. And then she takes the day off. You know, when you're running
She's out to lunch.
the United States and you want to do it because you have to fix the country, that's the way I would do it. Otherwise, I can look at those gorgeous beaches in the world right now. But I'd much rather be with you people, please. We're doing something in the store. They'll never have railways like this. You know, we went to Milwaukee the other night and we're doing great in Wisconsin, by the way. We could have filled that arena. Look at that, 28,000 seats, including the floor, fully packed. We could have filled that arena. People outside, thousands and thousands of people. It's never going to be that. In 4 years, you're going to have a candidate, Republican, Democrat candidate, and they're going to come to North Carolina, and they're going to say, how many are there? And the consultant back then, they could fortunately say, can they bring these people? They don't bring, nobody brings anything. We bring that. We together bring that. But you know what they're going to say? The same people that we represent, very smart people, very good people. You have to, you can't give too much peace. We can't give too much. But they're going to have 250 people. And that's stable. See the ladies of North Carolina? These beautiful ladies, and I think they're very well to do. I mean, they're always so beautiful, beautifully coiffed. Look at that. They're just, but here's what I love. They're great Americans. They love our country. They love North Carolina. They come from North Carolina. Isn't it nice where you can sort of be close? If they'll travel to California, if I went to Hawaii, they'd be in Hawaii. I think they're loaded. You want to know this? I think that was. The reason I never see houses is because they're working. Like, watch this out with all over the place. 257, there have been 257 rallies. Yeah, other things are going to be so happy when this happens. But I don't want, and you know exactly what I'm saying. I don't want to anyone to say this about what I'm going to do at the border. I stopped the biggest auto plant in the world from being built on the border. China, and they have a lot of stuff in China, what they small stuff. They get into it and say fake news. They're like playing chess and grandmasters against playing an average checker player, and maybe a less than average checker player. The people, the deals, when I came into office, I've never seen such bad deals with Japan and China. The worst trade deals. I actually said, there's only two reasons we got to deal so bad. The people making the deals were corrupt, which I actually agree with, or they were very stupid, and I think it's a combination of all. And we fixed a lot of those. We had them all fixed up, and we had to fix COVID. But we had the greatest, think of it, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country. The greatest. We had the greatest border. That's done by Border Patrol. That's not a Trump special. That's done by Border Patrol. That London, which I look at it, I accuse of my eyes. And you know, the day of that horrible situation in London, it was just about there. It's weird that you have it on London because it's usually all over the place. You have no idea where it's coming. Like what I say, lift up the sign, I just like, that would have lived. But that graph is so meaningful because even if the numbers were bad, I would still guess it's just equal. But those are the best numbers in the history of the border. And then look, it was like an Elon Musk rocket ship, whatever. They announced there's an open borders. I thought they were kidding. I built 200 miles of rail. And this is what Border Patrol wanted. I wanted to have concrete flag like in a parking lot, straight up and down the airport. You wouldn't get measured. And concrete is not as strong in terms of steel. They would have very strong specifications. They wanted to have steel, hardened steel, very hard to cut. Then they wanted that very powerful, high-numbered gun, which is very hard to cut. And then they wanted to have rebar at the highest level of steel strength, which is very hard to cut. It can be done, but it's very hard. And then they wanted to have the anti-climb panel on top. I hate the anti-climb. I said, I don't like it. It's so beautiful without that damn panel. I said, don't make me do it, sir. It's an anti-climb panel. And it's called that for a reason. And we actually had testers. We had guys who guys that climbed down that roof. I said, they should walk. And you know who the best, you know who the best were? We had drug runners. These guys are unbelievable. They just went up that thing on it was nothing. Like I left with 75 pounds of drugs in that bag. Drug runners. They were reading about others. Well, it's a different profession after all. But they were an anti-climb round stops. Oh, they couldn't get over the end. So I said, let's do it. Let's do it. But we built 200 miles of additional. Like all the evidence was burned up. The hard work was done. It was built. It was delivered. The hard work was done. Highest specification cost more money than what I would have done. What I would have done there. Assets that actually ground down with there for certain assets that you bring down those flags when you go down crazy. You guys are ingenious. You know, if they would spend their brains on good, everything in the world would be nice. No, they're genius. The way they smuggle drugs into our country. You gotta see the cars. They build cavities in engines. So you inspect your car. They have them in hubcaps that even if you take the hubcap, you can't find it. It's like a double hubcap. It's the craziest thing. If they would spend that genius on doing good for the country, for us, I mean, we would have no problem. It's really incredible. And, you know, the people that do the trafficking, when they do with women and something, they put them in trunks of cars. It's mostly women, by the way. Basically, when a lot of people say trafficking and trafficking, but the trafficking is women. And the reason is it's become as big as the drugs. And the reason is because of the internet. The internet made it a modern business and a big business. I'll tell you, some of these guys are among the richest people in the world. And they run a real operation. And they essentially take care of the problem because they even have an app that they can call. So they learn where they can grab people that they're putting into the country, where they can jump through with drugs. They have an app. Can you believe you call it out? You're now a drug trafficker or a human trafficker. And you say, ding, 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 hello? Where do I drop these people? Go about 7 miles up, and then go a mile left, and just drop them in the opening of the gate. Okay, this is Kamala. So all that stuff, that's very quickly. Look at that thing. They could have put up 200 miles. Oh, you know what they did with that expensive stuff? And it's expensive. They laid in the sand, laid in the mud. It was all there to be put up. Well, they just flipped it up. It goes like, they put it up real fast. In 3 weeks, the whole thing, we would have 750 miles of water. They could have, and boy, walls working, wheels working, you know, they never get obsolete. The computers are for 2 minutes are obsolete. And, but we have the best computer. Elon. You know where Elon is right now? Elon is right now. He's in Pennsylvania campaigning because he thinks it's the single most important thing he's ever worked on. Elon Musk, one of the things. When I saw that rocket came down, when I saw that stuff come down, 22 stories, by the way, people think it's like 5 feet high. It's 22 stories. That sucker's coming down. It's those engines will blow and all the pieces over. It's true. I think it's man, it's going to crash. I'm really so ready to get it. It's going to crash. And then the engine, the fire started blowing the bottom left, the whole bottom left is blowing and it just pushed it up. And then it came down, and those big arms, you saw the arms, they grab that thing, like you grab the beautiful thing. You see, I probably usually don't want to say something else. That would have been a little bit more risky. Like you grab your child, and put it in place, and I go to him and says, "Was it you?" Yes. He said, "That's genius." It was a lot of brain power went into that. I said, "Why do you need that?" He said, "Well, we don't want to drop the ships in the ocean every time you go." Yeah, I started all of those things cause big things.